This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. It's another week of Harry Potter and the Boys, which means it's another week of me telling you should sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys, bonus content about 5 minutes at the start of each show, plus full videos of every episode. Watch me and Sam laugh, cry, laugh again, cry again, laugh again. You get it. Patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys, sign up. Plus, if you're listening to this now, please rate us 5 stars on Spotify, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, whatever you need to do to just help spread the word about this pod. Share it with your friends and etc. Okay, let's get into it. 50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 3 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Cumentors from Azkaban. Everyone, welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Sam Garlip joins me again.
I'm joining you, and we're joined at the hip. We have, you hear of Siamese twins being separated. We actually, during the week, we got sewn into Siamese twins.
I don't think Siamese twins is the preferred name anymore.
Oh.
Is Siamese not? I'm pretty sure Siamese
it's conjoined.
It's conjoined.
Uh-oh.
I don't think Siamese, I don't think it's offensive, but I don't think you say it. It's kind of like gypsy.
Well, Mike,
what?
Don't say gypsy.
Is gypsy not, I actually don't know.
You definitely don't call travelling folk gypsy.
No.
But Siamese, I think you're right. But
that's what this podcast is all about. Learning things that you were allowed to say in the past that you're not allowed to say now.
I was reading it from a deleted chapter of the book.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about how this book was inspired by Summer Heights High, and a lot of the stuff in that show, we don't say anymore.
Well, we are conjoined. I'm actually going to now hopefully reverse that after I heard Mike say gypsy, because I didn't like that. I'm not sure if this is too early just to go on a tangent.
Sure.
But
you mean tangent. Do we usually call them tangents? Don't we call them detours?
Yeah, detours, whatever.
Detours,
at one point I tried to make because we had CC for chit chat, double F,
TDs for tidbits or tiddies, double F for fanfic.
I was going to go for terrible tangents, like TTs.
Oh yeah, but they're not terrible.
They're not terrible. They're great.
People love the chit chat and the tangents.
That's so true.
It is actually, sorry, just a tangent before your tangent. It is remarkable that it all started with the guy who left a review saying too much chit chat. Get into the fanfic quicker. Yeah. Every single person that writes into this pod says, "I love the chit chat."
I know, but you sometimes that still haunts us.
Yeah, it haunts me. But,
a little bit.
Power of the people. So what's your tangent?
Oh, now it's even further removed. But speaking of twins, the twins that must not be named. Did you ever when people came over to your house as a kid?
Yeah.
Did you have the same? Because we used to have VHS or DVDs, and you
cassettes,
you'd kind of make people watch. Would you make people watch the same movie? Was there a movie you put on all the time?
You had 3 movies.
Yeah.
Land Before Time was a big one in our house.
I loved Land Before Time.
And all the direct-to-video sequels with the sing-alongs and stuff. Amazing movie series.
Exactly. So that was normal. We'd go to someone else's house and we'd watch a movie. For some reason, people... What is going on?
Interrupt?
There's
this great clip from Jack Post's radio show where he talks about how he watched The Land Before Time and hated it. As an adult, he rewatched it and hated it. And he's like, Ducky was so annoying. I actually kind of wanted her to die.
I rewatched it, and you know what? I rewatched it probably 5 or 6 years ago, and you know what? They make the leaves look so delicious in Land Before Time.
Tree stars.
Trees. Oh.
They call them tree stars.
Tree stars. I'm like, yum.
Yeah.
But leaves aren't that yummy.
They're not.
In real life. And that's the power of movies.
That's the power of cinema.
Film. My tangent was that in my house, we wouldn't make people watch a movie specifically. We would either make them watch our one family home video.
Oh.
Because this is when, you wouldn't video that much stuff. We had one home video of us just like mucking around.
Like your dad had a camcorder and,
100%. We'd make people watch that. Or we had recorded from the TV, quote, this is a quote, separation of Siamese twins. It was on TV on like 60 Minutes or whatever. I can't remember what the twins' names were, but it was a full, like, you'd see the operation, they'd inflate their heads, cut them open. And
were they conjoined by the head?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really famous case. And for some reason, my mum had recorded it and we would always watch it and we'd subject these other children to watch it.
So it was like like the Ring, you put on a movie
But my sister just thought it was normal. Like, put on the twins video. Just put on the twins video.
Yeah, I do feel like there was...
So sorry to all the people that came into our house that were scarred.
And to the conjoined twins.
Well, they lived. They're great.
Yeah, but they were scarred.
They were scarred.
They must have been scarred. That's a great story, man. Well done.
Well, so Harry Potter.
we were talking in the Patreon exclusive bonus starting 5 minutes or so. And I'll say it here again that this show will be in the next in the next 3 to 5 months will be talked about on a TV show. More info coming soon.
Yes, and it won't be like, well, it might be, a current affair, and it'll be like, Michael Liberale, host of juvenile podcast Harry Potter and the Boys Exposed,
has been cancelled.
Are you a dodgy pervert con man? Are you a dodgy pervert con man podcaster? Sorry, it's just that.
If you do want to hear more, at the start of every show, you get full videos on Patreon, but at the start of every show, me and Sam just do more chit chat for like 5 to 10 minutes. So patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys.
I feel like last week we said it was we had done an extended.
We did, yeah.
But this one felt more extended.
Nah, last week's was way longer.
Yeah, and thank you to Bella who was here last week.
Yeah. I do have thanks Bella. I do have a tidbit about Harry Potter that's kind of a follow-up to last week.
Great.
I want to make a big claim here that I think most people actually would agree with in the Harry Potter canon. Dumbledore is actually a really bad headmaster. Like, he's not... He isn't a good leader of a school. And I'll explain why. Throughout, like, for example... Harry's first Quidditch match, someone tries to jinx his broom. And it's everyone witnesses this.
That's true.
Dumbledore,
what would a good headmaster do?
A good headmaster of a school, if there was an incident like that at a sporting match at the school, a good headmaster would finish the game and be like, hey, whatever happened there, we need to get police involved.
Totally.
And we need to start an investigation as to why someone was trying to harm one of our students. And we need to very quickly figure out what was going on and make sure that student is safe. As far as we know, in multiple instances of Harry and other students being in severe danger at school, Dumbledore never investigates. He never goes, hey, we need to figure out who tried to jinx Harry's broom. Because then they would have probably figured out it was Professor Quirrell and the whole thing wouldn't have happened. It's like, hey, Professor Quirrell, there's several eyewitnesses who saw you trying to jinx Harry's broom. We've done an investigation. We know it's you. We're going to have to terminate your employment immediately.
Yeah, I've talked to Snape. He's adamant it wasn't him. And we saw him, on fire, and so something's obviously happened to him as well. I trust him. It wasn't him. We've asked everyone around. Someone saw you leaving the bottom of the bleachers or whatever it was.
Yeah, look, we're not accusing it. We're going to stand you down pending trial. And once we've done the investigation, hey, if it's all clear, 100% come back. But we do believe that you were responsible for this.
Because when you're at school, often I think teachers and headmasters will take something, a very small misdemeanor, and they will make that seem like it's the biggest crime in the world, just to give you a bit of a taste of. They're like, who
a taste of justice
broke the ruler?
I actually remember
the ruler. Destruction of property is not tolerated at this school. That was for minor things, or someone was late, or it was something.
Yeah, 100%.
Dumbledore frequently takes the Ugh, that sucks. Approach.
Well, we got to keep moving, don't we, guys?
Guess we hope that doesn't happen again. And yeah, fingers crossed.
It's actually remarkable. I actually remember in year 9, one of the art teachers at our school, maybe you had them, maybe you didn't, but she couldn't find her like texter, her black marker.
Oh no.
And a lot of the time, particularly at that age group, boys are like stealing markers to graffiti, right? Untagged.
Terrible.
So she couldn't find it. She assumed that a student had stolen it, and she was doing the whole no one is leaving for lunch until my marker is returned. And everyone in the class was like, no one has, we didn't take
really
your marker.
didn't.
Like,
Yeah.
And she's like, well, no one's leaving for lunch until someone comes forward with it. And then she went out into like the back room and found her marker. Like she had just left it there.
No,
and she's and then she had to be like, okay, I found the marker. You can all go. And everyone was like, what the fuck?
My God.
How embarrassing. False accusation.
I don't know what I would have done there.
You would be
If
humiliated.
you found, what would you have done if you were in that situation and then you went back and found the marker? Would you have come out and owned it?
You'd have to. Unless you just go, okay, everyone just, head out, whatever, don't worry about,
I'd say this isn't over.
Yeah.
And then never mention
We'll continue this next week.
Or just subtly drop it at the back of the class and we go, oh, what's that over there?
It is. Okay, honest mistake, guys.
Who put that? Someone, well, I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
And
The
then
texter didn't just get up and walk across the room.
that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But Dumbledore, terrible. Like, should have
Yeah.
been fired on multiple occasions.
Because I feel like he often did, like, there was a little, like, he just kind of raise his eyebrows and go, oh, well, Harry, there's mysterious things at bay and whatever. It's like, no, like, someone needs to.
Yes, yes, there's lots going on at Hogwarts, isn't there, Harry?
It's safest place around. It's like, really?
It's not at all.
I'm getting bullied. Like,
Yeah.
just help me.
You would think, like, if there was like, no, I'm going to cut this because I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. I thought it felt like you were building.
Maybe
I feel like you were building or something, but I realized you're not.
maybe that's why Dumbledore got Snape to kill him. It had nothing to do with the Elder Wand. It was just, hey, I know I'm going to get done for all this shit I'm doing. Can you just fucking get me out of here?
Severe negligence.
Yeah.
I'm
There is an investigation.
They're bringing me in tomorrow. It has to be done now.
Like, oh man, so much stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got anything HP related?
Well, I saw this on TV this week.
Yeah.
So this last week, it was an entertainment story,
Okay.
and it says, it was like 2 Harry Potter stars.
I talked about this on the Owl Post, but let's hear
What?
your take.
Did you?
Yeah.
How do you know it's about what I'm going to? How do you?
You're talking about, well, I'm going to say a code word, Luna Lovegood. Yeah, I talked about this on the recent Owl Post.
And what was it?
Well, you say yours. It's cool. Some people don't listen to the Owl Post. So just say it.
That Luna Lovegood and James Potter were dating.
Well, the young James Potter.
Young James Potter.
They've made the headline look like this huge scoop about 2 Harry Potter characters dating. 2 Harry Potter actors dating.
Yeah.
Well, we've lost it.
Well, we've lost it now. Mike's already
Sorry,
sweating
man.
about it, so.
Sorry, I ruined it.
But hang on, has it actually? Why has it come out this? Because then like this whole story, like they met on the set and blah blah blah. They dated until 2016. They broke up 8 years ago.
Yeah, but I think it was like a secret relationship, and the news is just broken.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you've already talked about this.
Yeah. Sorry, man. All right. Well, let's get into
Probably already read this chapter. Someone else.
Let's get into the double F. What happened last week? Do you remember? It was the Quidditch game, and the Cumentors came down.
Yeah. And then everyone. Oh, and sorry, and that's when we realized how could I forget? The Cumentors literally
Suck out your soul through your dick.
Yes,
which is
something. Yeah, we're all
simultaneously a good and bad thing, I believe.
Yeah, we won't do that. Why? I guess if it's bad. Sorry, I'm just playing with the microphone. If it's bad, I don't know. They're like, oh, it's terrible. But then everyone does like. I don't get it.
But I think it sucks out your soul.
Oh,
but it's a very pleasurable way of having your soul sucked out.
Oh, okay, so it's like it's going out. It's like
Going out with a bang.
yeah, died.
bang.
You might die doing what you love.
Yeah. Keep coming. Now, we've got to pick up at chapter 16. Oh, low battery.
Fucking hell. He's literally open. We try to start. Low battery alert.
I reckon we'll make it, but
Okay,
I do have a charge.
All right. Mentally vote now, listeners. Do you think we will make it to the end of the chapter?
Without the laptop dying. But it does feel like we're now wasting time.
Okay.
Let's pick it up. We start, as always, as you know, Sam, by reading the title of the chapter.
The chapter.
Which this week, Sam, is chapter 16. And what is the title of the chapter?
Chapter 16, Dobby's Legacy.
Ooh. Now,
Dobby's Legacy. So legacy character,
yeah.
Dobby.
True. Dobby has not appeared so far, and we know that he is dead as of Deathly Hallows. So
And I was questioning last week whether that book was out.
it definitely was, because I think the first book of my books mentions the end of Harry Potter 7.
Right.
Anyway, let's
Oh yeah,
let's
so I think
pick
it's
it up.
I think it's at the. Sorry, yes, it's at the start of every single podcast.
What? Oh yeah, at
50
the
years
after the events of the final Harry Potter book.
The Battle of Hogwarts. Or whatever.
True, yeah.
Oh,
see? All right, Dobby's Legacy. So I guess the boys fell off their brooms. They're now in the hospital wing. It appears, and let's pick it up.
Yeah, I've just read the first line, so we need to dive in because this is fucked.
Okay.
Michael woke up in the hospital wing while Madame Pomfrey was fingering.
I love that Madame Pomfrey probably gets more mentions in these books than the original.
That's true. That is one thing I do like. I think that for her own legacy, she'd be glad she's being mentioned. I'm not sure
what she's doing.
She'd be loving how she's being framed.
Madame Pomfrey, there's 7 boys asleep in a hospital wing, and she goes, "This might be my chance to get a flick of the bean in."
Yeah, well, I mean, she seems to be on call 24/7.
Yeah, true.
There's
no other nurse.
Well, funny you say that. We call her Madame Pomfrey. I mean, she's not what's her qualification? She's not Nurse Pomfrey. She's not Dr. Pomfrey.
Yeah,
What are her qualifications? Wearing a bonnet?
Why is Madame Pomfrey not Nurse Pomfrey? That's so weird.
Maybe I think she's just a woman that's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's like the mum in sickbay at school.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, lie down.
No one else is. Yeah, exactly.
I'm feeling sick. Lie down.
Have a dissolvable Panadol or whatever they had. It was gross. Made you feel more sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a good point. And there is it doesn't appear that there is any other there's no other medical staff member at Hogwarts other than Madame Pomfrey. And it doesn't feel like when things go wrong, there's a nearby hospital with proper medical care. So is it I don't know.
And her idea seems to be just you have to lie everyone down and figure it. Oh, I'll just figure it out.
There's no triage. There's no diagnosis. It's have some pumpkin juice.
Yeah. And some chocolate. I heard one of the other teachers mention that.
Oh god. Okay.
All right, one line.
First line.
This battery is gonna last, baby.
Maybe I should just plug it in.
No, not yet.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it'll be a bit of fun. Although then, yeah, don't worry. It was not a pretty sight. She thought everyone was asleep, so thought she'd have a quick one. But there had to be an investigation into child safety.
Well, that's good.
But everything was all cleared because Harry kept saying, well, to be fair, she thought everyone was asleep. And the ministry was like, yeah, that's fair. We can't really fault her. She also had an older vagina because she was old. So there was just wrinkles and stuff on it, which a kid just shouldn't see.
That's true. No, it's not. No, we don't shame vaginas here.
They're all beautiful.
They're all beautiful. They're
or
all
not.
different. Yeah, they're all different. I can tell you they're all
Yeah, if you go to the Mona Museum.
Museum of in Tasmania?
Yeah, Museum of
New Art?
Museum of Old
It's
New
not
Art?
MoMA.
No, that's in I think MoMA's in America.
Yeah.
Mona is Museum of Old and New Art?
Okay.
No, that's not it.
It's something like that. But there's a vagina wall, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, guys. Go check that out.
Yeah. I think I heard of someone, like a celebrity who had theirs moulded for that. But anyway.
Oh, I think Judith Lucy
Said that. Oh, she said that was she joking?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. How do you get a mold of your vagina done? Because your vagina's quite, like, internal. Do you know? I don't know.
Just going to leave you. Plead the fifth on that one. All of the boys were in the wing, wondering what on earth had happened at the Quidditch match when Harry started speaking. "Ah, the Cumentors," Harry said, gazing distantly into the skyline outside the window with a somber look on his face as rain pelted down on the window courageously. Each slap of the rain on the window sounding like a bullet going through a skull. Okay, you've
That's
really
oddly specific.
had some kind of English lesson before this where you're like, oh, something.
Use a metaphor.
Yeah.
Harry, feels like Harry's about to say something very profound.
Cumentors.
This feels like a movie scene.
Yeah. But so
the Cumentors.
like a bullet going through his skull, but then we have pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter.
Which is, you'd think a bullet going through a skull would be more like,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway.
Then Harry didn't say anything and just stood there looking back at the boys who were waiting for him to continue. "Ask me what I mean," said Harry. So he goes, the Cumentors.
But no one's saying anything. The rain, I'll put rain sound effects in. All the boys are just waiting for him to continue, and he's like,
Ask me what I mean.
what? Sorry, we had to relive. That's really funny.
"What do you mean?" The boys all said
Ask me what I mean.
together.
you go.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you go. I was just going to keep reading.
Yeah, just keep reading. I didn't have anything good to say. Harry Potter and the boys will be right back. Excuse this interruption, teachers and students. Just a reminder that Derek is a disgrace to all wizards, but also another reminder that you can support us on a Patreon. We are an independent podcast here in Australia. We have no funding. It is all us, right? So please consider supporting us financially. Like, give us $3 or $5 a month. If you enjoy this podcast and you laugh and you get something out of it and you look forward to it every week, shout us a couple bucks each month. If you give us $4 a month, that's $1 per episode. There's generally 4 episodes a month. Just helps us keep it running, helps us think about doing stuff like another live show at the end of the year and things like that. So please give it a subscribe. Patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys. Let's get back into the show. No, I was gonna say, like, you know how sometimes the book refers to itself as a book or like a movie or whatever in a script and whatever. Like, it feels like maybe the boys forgot their line and Harry's ask me what I mean.
Ask me what I mean. Line. I see they've affected you greatly. Came straight to you. Probably because you were all horny young boys, desperate for a sexual encounter. Misspelled. The Cumentors feed on that. Don't look at me like that. I was your age once. I know what it's like, sitting in class, daydreaming as Dean Thomas sits next to Seamus in the seats next to you. Dean with his rock-hard abs that sometimes show through his robes. How? And his bulging enormous penis that's just dying to be sucked. While Snape is yelling at you for not doing your potions, and the evil smirk on Snape's face just gets you going. You'd even suck his dick if you could. To be young and free again. You boys are lucky, though. You definitely have friends here at Hogwarts. Mr. Derrickson didn't leave the hospital wing. A very special friend for you all.
Oh, there you go. Derek's been... Oh, sorry, yeah. You're not even at Derek.
I'm not even at Derek yet. That is nice, Derek. Yeah, but wow. Yeah, Harry just, revealing more and more.
Even had a sexual fantasy about Snape at one point.
Horrifying.
Which suggests maybe he's into like Sado kind of stuff.
Maybe just likes greasy mid-parted hair.
That is possible. And Derek has, stayed in the hospital wing with the boys.
He gestured over to Derek, who was sitting there reading a magazine called Biggest Tits in Hogsmeade. How is that magazine like still running.
Yeah, wait, what do you mean?
As in, like, firstly, print media is already dying.
Yeah, but it is the Harry Potter world.
But Hogsmeade isn't that big.
Yeah, Hogsmeade's a small village outside the school that has,
Biggest tits in Hogsmeade because it has biggest tits in Hogsmeade.
One, how many women are there in Hogsmeade? Two, how many women are there in Hogsmeade that are willing to be part of a pornographic, we assume, magazine?
Or it's just maybe it's just a column piece, so like an opinion piece. So they don't have any say, it's just newsworthy. So I haven't even finished reading the title because it goes, biggest tits in Hogsmeade this week, Madame Rosmerta.
Who is the 3 broomsticks?
Yeah. But you got to think people they're doubling up, like as in like after you've got to
Who could they do next week?
Yeah, this week, so it's weekly.
Yeah, it's a weekly mag. And does Derek have a subscription to it, or is he just stumbled upon it? And also, like, you'd think it, definitely not shaming Madame Rosetta, but it could be awkward when students from the school who have read the mag come to the 3 broomsticks and just see her there working.
Yeah. That is awkward.
Oh, Rosmerta, I saw you in Biggest Tits of Hogsmeade last week. Great feature.
Yeah, it'd be like it'd be like if the woman that worked at the tuck shop was in Zoo Weekly. It'd just be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
Zoo Weekly was one of those magazines here in Australia. And like, you know what I always found weird about it? It was during the time when Big Brother was like really big in Australia, and every time a female contestant from Big Brother got evicted, like Zoo magazine must have just paid them like tons of money to do like a bikini shoot.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Crystal
Crystal.
and her mum.
Yeah. Karen. Crystal and Karen.
I didn't remember the mum's name.
Yeah, Karen.
Says a bit about you.
Also, Madame Rosmerta. So Rosmerta's on the same level of expertise and skill and qualification as Madame Pomfrey.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but exactly. But she runs a pub. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not in charge of health.
Yeah. If Madame Pomfrey was sick one day and they said, "Oh, well, Madame Rosmerta's here," you'd be like, "What?
Yeah, but what skills does she have?"
Anyway, so Derek was reading the magazine. He looked up when Harry said his name and quickly hid the magazine and smiled sheepishly. We're not his friend, the boys all said.
Oh,
You're really getting sick of writing individual boys' names.
Probably forgetting their names.
Oh, here we go. Well, you'll be pleased to know, after I rescued everyone and got them back to safety, that didn't happen, Sam interjected.
Didn't he cast his Patronus and ride it back to the school and lock the doors?
Oh, that's what Harry did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, sorry, yeah. I was happy to see that Socky was in good shape after the match. I must have dropped him, you see, which is unusual because I usually keep him with me at all times. Luckily, Professor Damo brought him back to me. Took him an awful long time. Told me he wanted to look into something. My bet he was using poor Socky to jerk his wang. Wow. Might as well just get a kiss from the Cumentors if you're that obsessed with coming. Wow. He raised Socky up.
Is this a Socky? This is a Socky line, I think. Hey, boys. Well, what's Socky? Hey, boys. It's that, yeah.
Yeah, that was up there.
Hey, boys. Sorry to hear you got all sucked up by the...
No, you're doing...
What am I doing?
You're almost doing little from TCB. You're doing,
yeah, I used to do intern Mike. Yeah.
Oh, it could be that. Hey, boys.
No, I think it was more like Mickey Mouse vibe.
Yeah.
Hey, boys. Sorry to hear you got all sucked up by the Cumentors during Quidditch.
Yeah.
Please sign this form stating that you don't hold Harry or the school responsible in any way, huh?
Socky's voice said as Harry began passing the form around, and the boys all signed it. Ha! Suckers, now you can't sue. I'm out of here. I've got mini golf.
Because didn't he have the
voucher?
The voucher from Neville.
It's really good. Another day at Hogwarts, another boobs, said Harry. Great reference.
Carry over from the last book.
Which was just, that's the school motto, is it?
Yeah, that's the school motto.
Wait, Harry, that sock puppet, why do you use it? What educational value does it bring? Asked Tom. You mean Socky? Asked Harry. Yeah. What's the story behind that? Harry began welling up and his eyes started erupting with tears and he started screaming and crying like a baby. Wow. That's extreme response. Although, like, it's a fair question. We did have there were puppets ever. Harold the puppet at school.
Yeah. Oh, you mean in our lives?
Yeah, real life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I remember our Italian teacher at my primary school had a Pinocchio puppet, and we loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
But was hers more literally like a...
It was a marionette.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rate those.
I like marionettes, yeah. Sock puppets are like the MySpace
if you
of
like,
puppets.
If you like a net so much, why don't you
Marry it.
marry her?
That's funny.
So Harry was screaming and crying like a baby. He curled into a ball on the ground crying, completely unreconcilable, but
Spelt wrong.
spelt wrong, I assume. Yelling, screaming and panting, considering calling an ambulance, rolling around as if in pain, the tears beginning to form a small pond, while Madame Pomfrey was trying to help him, but she fell over and broke her neck.
Oh, poor Madame Pomfrey. Maybe that's karma for all the masturbating.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully she's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's all extreme response to a question. Harry, everything's okay. You don't have to answer, Michael yelled, jumping out of the hospital bed to comfort Harry. Oh, okay, cool, said Harry. Instantly getting up, dusting himself. Oh, okay, cool. And immediately stopping crying and looking completely fine.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, cool.
You don't have to answer. Oh, okay, cool.
If you must know, and this is a little lame, but this sock once belonged to one of my friends.
Oh, sorry. You've not.
I haven't clicked yet.
Okay. We'll keep reading.
I now do get it.
What?
Dobby.
Dobby's had a sock.
Yeah.
Harry gave Dobby a sock.
Nice to give Dobby a sock.
Dobby is free. And that's when Lucius tries to use Avada Kedavra on Harry.
On Harry, yeah. That is, yeah, anyway, we've already discussed that, but that's fucked still. Dumbledore asked Derek, didn't he love socks or some shit? That's true.
That is true. Like,
Woolly socks.
Dumbledore tells Harry that he sees himself wearing a pair of woolly socks or holding a pair of woolly socks in the Mirror of Erised.
But didn't he really see him and Grindelwald just full going at it?
Yeah, so I don't... Like, I guess that makes sense as to why he told Harry a lie about the socks, because he didn't want to say to 11-year-old Harry, oh, I see me and this guy that I used to bang when I was a teenager banging again, because deep down I still love him and nothing else matters to me.
We're saying bang. Probably they were just together, hugging.
What? No, they were banging.
In the mirror.
I reckon he looked in the mirror and he saw
it all.
Grindelwald on his knees in front of him, just like gaping, ready to take one.
Yeah.
And then Harry's like, what do you see? Socks. I see socks.
Socks,
Yeah,
definitely.
pair of socks. I love socks.
Pair of cocks. Sorry,
Socks.
socks, I said. Nice woolly pair of just good sized socks.
You can't go wrong with a sock, you know?
Yeah.
Preferably black socks. Once you go black, you never go back.
Am I right, Harry? Socks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two large socks. All right. Okay. Anyway, so didn't Dumbledore love socks and shit? Oh, fuck up, Derrickson.
This is Harry again.
Dumbledore wasn't my friend. He did sometimes get a bit friendly, if you catch my drift.
What?
If you catch my durft, it says. But he definitely wasn't my friend. No, alas, this sock belonged to Dobby, the house elf from the books. Well, actually once belonged to me. I gave it to Dobby in my second year to free him from the Malfoys. And it was his prized possession. You see, I didn't really need the sock. It was starting to get crusty from all my debating. Wow, that's gross. That's a gross revelation, isn't it?
And he was wearing it in the Chamber of Secrets. It was just covered in his dry gum.
Gross.
Socks do get crusty if you're using them for that.
I don't. So I don't know. When he died, I was a little low on money and really needed socks. So I dug up his little grave we made him, and sure enough, he loved the socks so much that he had eaten it.
Oh.
I had to cut him open to get it out.
So Harry returns to
The beach?
the makeshift grave on the beach that Dobby is buried in, digs his corpse up and cuts his stomach open.
Yeah.
How did he know he had eaten the sock?
No, well, yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he ate it.
Yeah.
Also on that beach grave, like how close was that to the shore? Because you think
Dobby's beach grave.
yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
I'm saying, is there a possibility, the tide comes in and out, like that at one point
Just washes it away.
Just Dobby's corpse like 3 days later is just going to be like bobbing around while kids are like having a little holiday.
Like muggle kids.
Yeah.
Dad, what's this? I don't know, kids.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's get out
Let's
of here.
get out of here. They'd probably think it was an alien.
Yeah.
That would probably, if the muggles
That's
found it.
Yeah, that's as close to an alien as, yeah.
Anyway. Crazy stuff.
I had to cut him open to get it out, but I ran it through the wash, wore it a few times, and then when it became getting old and suspiciously crusty again, I put it in the top drawer in my office so I could always remember Dobby. Every time I opened the drawer, I'd see Dobby in that sock. Then at the start of the year, I wanted to think of ways to spice up the school. Help you guys be entertained. And I thought I'd give Dobby a legacy by letting our sock become Socky. Okay.
I like that.
That's stunningly special and quite beautiful, Luke said.
I agree.
Well, Socky's certainly gotten to know me pretty well over the last few months. Some might say too well. I've been using him to wipe up after I debate a bit, just to remember Dobby every time I jizz. That way, my most pleasurable moments are always linked to Dobby.
Which is weird, because we're friends, but I don't want it to be like every time.
I can't even look at you while you say that sentence.
Yeah, I don't want to make a link in my mind between me coming and you.
Please don't. Please don't say those words. I regret the words we've spoken. I regret.
Sorry, man.
That's gross. So okay, that was Derek. That was an unnecessary detail. That was also somewhat disturbing. Derek said. Yeah. Oh God. Harry left the room, and several staff and students came to see the boys. Hagrid came and left a bag of dung, which he claimed had mysterious healing powers, as well as a double-ended dildo for when you get all better and we can get together.
I brought this dildo so when you're all better, we can get together.
There's a lot of sexuality and sexual things in this chapter, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Double-ended dildo.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Professor Longbottom also left a double-ended dildo.
Oh, hey, boys, I brought this double-ended dildo.
Oh.
Has someone brought one already?
But when he saw that Hagrid had left one, he said he would take it back to the shop and get the boys something else. You know what? I relate to Neville.
Yeah, when you get someone something they've already got.
Or like when I bring a tidbit to the story and to the podcast, and Mike's already told the story. Oh, I've already told that story. Oh,
Sorry, man.
I guess I go fuck myself with this double-ended dildo. Convenient.
Yeah, it was a good,
anyway.
good way to link the pod and the book.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Moving on. Just days later, Neville had to go to the hospital for asshole-related injuries, and a double-ended dildo was found in his office covered in blood and what appeared to be a smelly brown substance.
I wonder what it was.
So clearly Neville did not take it back to the shop.
He's gone back to his office. He's been like, oh, great, I can use it. Done some serious damage with the DED.
Yeah.
And, he's injured himself. And he's gone.
Got to imagine he didn't need it.
Gone. Sorry, you say.
He didn't need it to be double-ended if he's just using it himself.
Well, maybe he went double. He curved it round and put both in.
What? Oh, wow.
Possibly.
Sorry, I was
going to say he went to the hospital, and we were just talking about is there a wizard hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there is with St Mungo's.
True.
But is there one close by?
But also, he couldn't even go to the school hospital because Madame Pomfrey just
kind of
5 minutes ago broke her neck.
Oh, that's true. I was going to say it shows she's unqualified, but maybe she's dead.
Right. I was going to say, well, she's broken her neck. Who looks after her? Where does Madame Pomfrey go when she gets hurt or sick?
To a shallow grave by the beach. What about a smelly brown substance? Like you go, there's a smelly brown substance. Don't know what it is. Something smelly and brown.
Interesting. And you said this is related to your arsehole? Yeah, I think so. Okay.
We'll have to get a private investigator in here. Monsieur Chargeur came to see the boys, but they refused to speak to him or see him, to which he replied, "Okay, have it your way." But Cheeseman Damo, the boys' favourite character, never came. Favourite character.
Favorite character.
It must have been
Hey,
him.
who's your favourite character in the book? Probably Cheeseman Damo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good teacher,
Yeah.
isn't he? It's like
Who's your favourite character at school?
calling your real life friends
Yeah.
characters in your life. Who's your favourite character? Sam's all right.
It must have been him that saved us that day, right? Said Michael. Someone ran onto the Quidditch pitch to make those Cumentors go away. And it definitely wasn't Harry, Rob replied. Oh, that's the end of the chapter.
Ah. End of the chappy. Title of next chapter, shall we? And the battery lasted.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that misspelled?
Yeah, it is. Yes, that. Oh, is it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right?
What would you say about the next chapter if you had to tease ahead for the listeners?
That, I don't know. I don't know what that's referring to.
Are we heading to a set? We're heading possibly to a part of the castle, or sorry, not a part of the castle, a part of the school.
Yeah, we've seen before, but I don't know if we saw it in the equivalent book.
No, I don't think so. But also, I was going to give it away. We went there for the centaur sex party.
Oh yeah,
So we're going to the forest.
yeah, we assume.
Good chapter.
Good chappy.
Thanks for reading it.
A lot of, again, none of these views expressed in this podcast are mine.
No.
I'm purely reading something I must.
Sorry, I was just checking if we were still recording.
And were we?
Yeah,
Are
we were.
Or were we just? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is recording. Sorry.
Yeah. So there's some gross stuff, and even though I read it and think it's funny, I don't think it's.
No, Sam doesn't think it's funny at all.
I don't think any of this is funny. I'm here purely. I'm playing character.
Sam has a contract and he has to see it out. That's why he does the show.
Exactly. And so if any prospective employers see this, or current employers,
Just ignore it.
ignore it. Ignore it.
Patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys. And also at Sam Garlep on Insta, at radio.mike on Insta, at HPATB pod on Insta, at HPATB pod on TikTok. Any other plugs?
HBATB pod.
No, we don't have
real
anything else.
life. If you just see
IRL, yeah.
you go, oh, HBATB.
Say-
Just point at us and go, HBATB pod?
Yes, and we'll go,
And we'll
yes.
yeah. So that's
I think someone the other week when you were here and I walked down to your car, I think someone walking past recognized us.
No.
No, I think they did because they like did a double take and like looked at us and smiled.
Oh,
and
that's
I was
nice.
like, oh, like maybe because we're together, they've seen the clips of us. And they're like, oh, that's those guys from TikTok maybe.
Hopefully it's that. It could also just be someone that just does know us.
Yeah, true.
And that
we didn't recognize them. Yeah. Anyway. I guess that's the end of the episode. Thank you for listening to the Pod Code. See you later, guys. Goodbye, amores. Sam, are you okay?
No, I choked.
Thank you so much for listening. Want more of me right now? Check out my other pod, 20th Century Boy, the conversations you wish you were having about the stuff that no one else cares about, talking all things pop culture, and just like a weekly blog from me, a podcast producer and podcaster from here in Australia. If you want to learn more about me and hear more about my weekly antics, go and check out 20th Century Boy and rate this podcast 5 stars on Spotify or wherever you're listening right now. Thanks, guys. See you next week. This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.